What is the Nikon Coolpix S9500? With smartphones offering ever-increasing competition to the standalone digital camera, manufacturers are consistently looking for ways in which they can both keep their compact offerings attractive to the consumer. One of the main areas where a compact can trump a smartphone is with an optical zoom. The new Nikon S9500 not only features a large 22x optical zoom, but also the increasingly popular addition of Wi-Fi functionality. Nikon Coolpix S9500 features. At the core of the S9500 sits an 18.1MP CMOS sensor that measures in at 0.3 inches and as such is in keeping with traditional compacts. The sensor features backlit technology, and as such should produce superior results in low light conditions. The sensor also shoots video at Full HD resolution, and at a frame rate of 30 fps, while a pair of stereo microphones accompanies video capture on the camera's top plate. As mentioned previously, the S9500 features one of the real differentiating factors for a compact over a smartphone, and that's an ample optical zoom. The type found on the model is a 22x optical zoom that covers an impressive focal range of 25 to 550 mm. The lens itself is supported by a pair of vibration reduction technologies, namely lens shift reduction and electronic vibration reduction, and thus should guarantee sharper shots throughout that focal range. On the rear of the S9500 sits a 3-inch, 614K dot screen that utilizes OLED technology. The screen is lower in resolution than the camera's predecessor, the S9300, although it does offer a good level of brightness and image reproduction. Unfortunately for a camera with such a large focal range, the S9500 is lacking in any type of viewfinder, be it electronic or optical. Although this is an issue, and will be especially so for some, it's by no means something unique to the S9500 in the compact market. One of the new additions to the S9500 in comparison to previous models in this Coolpix range is Wi-Fi connectivity. This allows you, via the medium of a free app, to transfer images wirelessly to either a smartphone or tablet while on the go. The model also features GPS technology, which allows for the tagging of images on the go with location data, and then review their whereabouts when back home by placing their location on a map. Nikon Coolpix S9500 Design. Despite the substantial focal range and the addition of several new elements to the specification, the S9500 still manages to maintain a relatively sleek body. In fact, it's safe to say that the camera looks almost identical to its predecessor, the S9300, in spite of it now featuring Wi-Fi functionality. It's also worth noting that the S9500 has also done away with the hump on the top plate seen on the S9300, which was down to the model's GPS functionality, despite it featuring the same technology. On the whole, the S9500 is a sleek and well-designed camera. A slight ridge on the front serves as a hand grip of sorts without disturbing the lines of the camera, and this is needed to acquire a firm grip at the longer focal lengths. Nikon Coolpix S9500 Performance. The overall level of performance of the S9500 is generally impressive. The first element of note is the camera's AF system. This combines a range of different modes including target finding AF, subject tracking AF and so on, in a system that is both prompt and accurate. There's also the option to select your focus point manually should you wish. The addition of the Wi-Fi functionality is generally of benefit. To start off with, it can be a little bit counterintuitive to set up the pairing of devices, but once it's established, the transfer of images between smartphone and tablet is simple. Operational speed, in keeping with the performance of the AF system, is also prompt. The quoted continuous shooting speed of 7.5 fps is generally obtained, or at least nearly met, while the shot-to-shot speed of around 2 seconds is generally acceptable. One of the more negative aspects of the performance is the intelligent auto setting. Unfortunately, especially considering the fact that it could be an often used mode in a camera such as the S9500. The auto setting can take an age to select which setting to use. It's often the case that it's in fact quicker to scroll through the menu system yourself and select your desired setting than it is to wait for the camera to decide which is best. Nikon Coolpix S9500, Image quality. Image quality is generally impressive, although there are a few areas of disappointment. The metering system performs very well, and although there isn't a spot metering mode as such, it generally performs to a level at which you don't miss it. The large focal range can sometimes be an area for concern due to lens flare, although this isn't generally the case with the S9500. Apart from some instances when shooting into direct sunlight, the compact general avoids these issues. The relatively large megapixel count on a smaller sensor also raises concerns over noise at high ISO settings. Noise on the S9500 is negligible up to ISO 400, and even at ISO 800 there's very little loss image quality through noise. At ISO 1600 and 3200 detail is generally wiped away by quite aggressive noise reduction, with shadow detail blocking in and grain appearing in areas of fine detail. It also worth noting that Nikon has avoided a high ISO of 6400, a settings common in most compacts, no doubt in some part due to the potential performance and lack of use.